what's going to happen. But in today's video, I wanted to talk to you about the 7 things that are at the core of growing your business through social media. And that's an area that a lot of people struggle because social media has been presented to us as a way to post pictures of your life and your family, post pictures of the things you're eating or the places that you visit. And that kind of work or that kind of way of using social media doesn't necessarily work when you're trying to grow a business through social media. We have to do things differently to get results when we're looking to grow our business through social media. So I want to share with you 7 things today that will help you drive down towards that path to actually growing your business using social media. These are very easy things, and they're things that you could start doing right away. So that's what we're going to work on in this video. That's this training, and it's going to be the 7 things that are going to help you get better at marketing your business through social media. So let's get going. I've got the glass board here, and that is going to let us get to work. So the first thing, and probably the most important thing, is to understand the outcomes that you want. So understanding your outcomes. I hope you can read that. You can probably read that. But it's understanding the outcomes that you want from your social media efforts. Are you just looking to build your brand? Are you looking to get people to know who you are, know who your business is, and get your name out there? Or are you looking to actually do client acquisition through social media? You know, on Facebook, there's about 2.2 billion active users, and at any one moment, about 3% of the people that you're speaking with have the need for what you do. So there is an audience that is right there and ready to for you to service them. So when we think about the outcomes that we want from social media, we really want to clearly define what we're hoping to achieve, because what you post and how you interact on social media can be very different if you're looking to simply gain visibility versus if you're trying to actually attract clients and acquire clients from social media. But no matter what, you should sit down and you should think, what is it that I want to get out of social media? You should write that down, and that should really be the founding principles for everything that you do on social media. So that's very different from how we use social media as an individual for our individual reasons, because then it's just here's what I'm interested in, here's what I'm doing. We don't really do that for business. We want to, in fact, have a decided plan for what we're going to do. So understand the outcomes that you want is your very first step, and you should get that done. The second thing that we want to do, as I trip over the dog, I literally just stepped on the dog. The second thing that we want to do is we want to understand our numbers. And so what do we mean by that? What do we want to know? What are the numbers that we want to know? Well, these are the things like the number of friends that we have or the number of followers that we have. We also want to keep track of the response that we get to our social media posts. So we want to look at the posts that we make that get a lot of interaction, the posts that get a lot of likes, a lot of loves, a lot of shares, or a lot of comments. And we want to track all of that information because that gives us valuable details into what we should do in the future. When you can observe what works and when you can observe what gets great reaction, it stands to reason that if you do more of that, you're going to continue to get that. So it's a good idea to track things like who are your followers, who are your friends, what posts get the most engagement, and then do more of that kind of stuff. Okay, so first thing that we covered, understand your outcomes. Next, know your numbers and really start to zoom in on those things. The third thing that we want to do is focus on showcasing our expertise. We want to showcase our expertise, but we want to showcase our expertise in a very sophisticated way. We don't want to become, this grandiose, braggartly person that's always just, pushing the expertise in the face of our visitors or our followers or our friends. Instead, try to be a little bit more genuine, be a little bit more humble, and do the things that somebody that's more humble would do in showcasing their expertise. And that involves showcasing others and showing the results that others have gotten and putting the spotlight on other people that have gotten a result from what you do. It works in the form of a testimonial, but it also showcases that whatever it is that you do, whether it's a product or a service, works. So showcasing others will help build your own expertise and build your own authority. You can also do things like teach what you do without the expectation of anything in return. You can teach without a call to action. Kind of like this video right here. There's no real call to action in this video. I'm just doing this to teach. So you can showcase your expertise simply by taking those kind of actions and showcasing others, highlighting others who got results from what you do, but also by talking about what you do in a way where there's no real call to action or no expectation of anything in return. The ultimate answer here is people are very smart and your consumers are very smart. When they see what you're doing, if they need what you do, they're going to reach out to you. You don't have to always tell them, reach out to me if you want this. But people who are watching this video right now, they're smart. And if they need to learn how to do better at social media, they know to reach out to me. I don't have to have a call to action, right? So number 3, showcase your expertise. You definitely want to be letting people know that you're an expert and you're an authority in what you do. And again, that's something that we don't typically do when we post personally, but we do need to do when we're posting from a business standpoint. Step number 4, very easy. We hear this all the time. It's listen. And you should always be listening. You should always have your ear to the ground, listening to the things that your prospects and your clients are talking about, and you should talk more about those things. When you're creating your content, when you're creating your videos, you should be listening to what your perfect prospect is saying, or you should be listening to what your clients have said when they hire you, and you should be addressing those things, those pain points, and talking about the transformation that you can make. Okay, so you should always be listening, and you should integrate what you learn from listening into the content that you create. And that's going to help really amplify your expertise and your authority in a very profound and very effective way, because you're answering the questions that your prospects and that your clients have. Next, step number 5 is to have a plan. You really should have some sort of a plan, and that starts back up here with understanding the outcomes that you're looking for, but you should have a plan for what you're looking to achieve with social media. And your plan should come in the form of not necessarily every day I'm going to do this, but your plan should really come in the form of I'm going to create content that does this. And I'm going to create a combination of content. It's going to be written content. It's going to be visual content like infographics, and it's going to be video content. And when I create an infographic, it's going to be designed to look this way. And when I create videos, I'm going to do all of the things to make sure people watch those videos. So having that plan is super important, and you should plan all of your activities around the goals that you set up, the outcomes that you set up in step 1. Step number 6, there is no need at the beginning to jump into ads. And I hear this from so many people. In fact, the conversation always goes like this. I tried Facebook ads, they didn't work. I tried Facebook ads, I spent a lot of money, I didn't get anything out of it. It is irresponsible to start doing ads unless you have a proven organic concept. What does that mean? Well, you should be growing your business through social media using purely free tactics, the things that you do every day. Once you can grow your business using those tactics, you then, and only then, have the information you need to run a successful ad campaign. If you start by running ads, you are being irresponsible. You don't have the data that you need to turn on a very specific ad campaign. So without that data, you're just guessing. And I always say it, a guessing effort produces guessing results. And one guess built upon another guess, well, that's like taking a plane in Los Angeles, pointing it at New York, and then guessing at the exact degrees you need to fly. And when you fly straight, you don't end up in New York. Who knows where you end up? So we don't want to guess ever, especially when money is on the line when it comes to running ads. So your temptation is going to be there to run ads, but I want you to resist that temptation. No matter what people say, even if they're talking about running $1 a day ads or whatever it is, you're throwing money away if you don't have a proven organic concept. All right. So that's the hard talk. Step number 6 was the hard talk. But you don't want to be running ads unless you have a proven organic concept. Get those clients, build that reoccurring revenue, get that monthly income to whatever it is. Maybe it's $8,000 a month or $10,000 a month. Once you can demonstrate that, and you're doing that through social media, you have a proven organic concept. From there, you can turn that into a successful ad campaign, but not before. Okay, so let's resist the temptation for ads. And then step number 7 is focus. And what I want you to do is I want you to focus at all times on just one channel. Don't feel the need to do Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and all of these other channels. Don't feel the need to do that. Instead, focus on one channel. Figure out where your audience is most. It's probably going to be Facebook. And then I want you to spend time there and perfect your messaging, perfect all of these things, get those outcomes, know the numbers, demonstrate your expertise, listen, plan, stay away from ads, do it all organically on just one channel. That's going to allow you to focus on just one channel. And when you can focus on just one channel, you learn a lot, and then you can take those lessons and then you can start to apply them to the other channels. What do I mean by channel? A channel is a platform. Like Facebook is a channel, LinkedIn is a channel, Instagram is a channel, and so on. So focus on just one. My recommendation, keep it nice and easy. Start with Facebook. It's very easy to use, and there's 2.2 billion people there. Compare that to LinkedIn, 770 million people. Compare that to Instagram, about 1 billion people. Let's go ahead and just focus on where the most people are for right now. And my recommendation, start on Facebook, all right? And so that's going to give you that focus. And it's when you combine these 7 things, you have a very potent toolkit in getting more business through social media. All right, quick review. First thing I want you to do is know the outcomes. So understand what it is that you're trying to achieve through social media. Once you understand those outcomes, it's time to start focusing on the numbers. I want you to focus on specific numbers like the number of friends you have, the followers you have. Focus on the interaction that you get on your content. Speaking of your content, you should always be showcasing your expertise in your content, but showcasing it in a very humble way. And you should be listening. Step number 4. You should be listening to your prospects and your clients. Listen to their pain points. Listen to the outcomes that they're looking for. Listen to what they want to hear from you and produce more of that kind of content. So that's the listening phase. You should always have a plan for how you're going to produce this content and how you're going to push this content out. But you don't have to sit down and say, this is what I'm going to post on Wednesday in March, on the first Wednesday in March. Just have a plan for how you're going to create this content. You really don't need to post more than 3 to 5 times a week. At least that's what I teach. So have that plan for how you're going to push out that content. Ignore the temptation to jump into ads because you don't have a proven organic concept. So once you have that proven organic concept, let's talk about ads. But until then, let's just get the clients organically. And finally, just get that focus, okay? Focus on one channel at a time. And that's it. Those are 7 secrets that I'll share with you about growing your business through social media. It's worked for me. It's worked for thousands of people that I've taught, and it can work for you as well. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd love to hear what your biggest takeaway was. You can drop something down in the comments and let me know what you took away from this and what you're going to start doing today. If you're finding success, share that with me in the comments as well. And of course, I'm always available to answer any questions that you have. All right, we're wrapped up, and I want to thank you and thank you, the people that are here. Thank my dog that's right down here. Didn't move at all. I'll show you, you want to see the dog? I'll show you the dog. But I want to thank you for your time today. Show me a little like, a little love, and drop a comment down below. All right, I'll show you the dog, and then we're going to sign off. You ready? I'm not kidding. Sound asleep. Absolutely sound asleep down there. Isn't that unbelievable? It's kind of how I live my life. All right, guys. We're honing in on 15 minutes, so I'm going to shut this thing down. And I'm just going to once again say how very grateful I am for you for being here and spending this time with me today. Hope you got a lot out of this, and I'll look forward